Hey guys, welcome back. So, we've just read Challenges for Space Exploration. Now it's time to check your understanding of the story. First question. The author points out that our ancestors sailed great distances to unknown places in order to do what? A. Express that it's important to go to new places. B. Suggest that it's human nature to be explorers. C. Warn about the risk of going to unknown places. Or D. Describe what might have happened to our ancestors. Once you've made a choice, hit the check button and move on to question 2. Question 2, in paragraph 5, the author states that we shouldn't keep our eggs in this increasingly fragile basket. What does she mean by that? F, we need to create a safer environment on Earth. G, we must focus on the threat of meteor strikes. H, we must increase food production on Earth. Or J, we need to find other suitable planets to live on. Once you've made your choice, hit the check button and move on to question 3. Which of the following is an example of repetition? A, and have you noticed that weather lately? Paragraph 5. B, could we go there? Maybe we could go there. Paragraph 8. C, but there's never stopped humans from trying anyway. Paragraph 9. And D, humanity was born on Earth. Are we going to stay here? Paragraph 10. Again, once you're done, hit the check button and then scroll up and hit this check button. Now, let's move on to analyze the text. In analyze the text, you have 5 questions as usual, and you must type in your answer and then move on to the next question. Remember, when you're typing in your answer, to capitalize and use punctuation where necessary. Question 1. Analyze what is the claim of the author's argument. Where is that claim stated most clearly? So first you have to point out what the author's argument is, and then you have to find in the text where she points it out. And then you type it in and move on to question 2. Summarize. Describe some of the reasons the author gives in support of her claim. Let's go with the minimum of 2 to 4 reasons. 2 reasons minimum, 4 reasons maximum. Question 3. Compare. According to the author, how were boats that set sail thousands of years ago like modern spaceships? What do they have in common? We just talked about that in the Check Your Understanding. What do they have in common? Question 4. How does the Earth's use of repetition convey tone or her attitude towards space exploration? How does it help her achieve her purpose? So the first question basically is asking you, by the author repeating her tone towards space exploration, or her attitude, how does that make you understand what the purpose of her writing is? And finally, question 5. Does the author's voice or unique use of language make her argument more or less effective? This is your perspective. This is your point of view. You tell me what your opinion is on that. And once you guys are done, you hit the check button. Now, the next assignment we have to think about and talk about is the research assignment. Humans have been traveling into space for decades. They have orbited Earth and landed on the moon. Some have even lived for months at a time in space. However, space exploration is not without risk. Research some of the risks involved with going into space. Use several sources and record the information you find in the chart. Here's a research tip. Remember to evaluate the websites to determine if they provide up-to-date and reliable information. Comparing information from several sites can be helpful. So as you can see, here's the chart, and here are the risks. They're giving you the risks. Takeoff, as in when the rocket takes off into space, what are some of the risks that you can find? Radiation. What are some risks of radiation when going to outer space? And zero gravity. What are some risks of zero gravity while in space? Type in your answers. If you don't want to use this chart, you can do a Google slide or a Word document, or even a Google Doc. Now, create and discuss. You are going to be writing a poem again this week. Isn't that great? Write a poem in which an astronaut speaker considers the risks and sacrifices that she or he would face on a space mission. How can you do that? Let's make a list first of feelings and ideas you have about the topic. Then think of your main idea or message that you want your speaker to express, even if he or she does not state it directly. Choose concrete words and phrases related to the topic that create strong images and appeal to the five senses. Imagery is very important, guys. And include repetition, which is an effective rhetorical device in poetry as well as in nonfiction writing. So you guys have to write a short poem, nothing too long, about someone who is an astronaut, and they're talking to you about the risk and sacrifices of going into outer space. You are going to be reading this poem to a classmate. We're going to do breakout rooms in partners, and you're going to compare both of your poems. You're going to take turns reading them out loud. Remember to read with expression. And then you have to also listen carefully to your partner's poem, because you have to interpret what exactly they're trying to say to you. Look for specific words and phrases that stand out to you. You might want to write them down or take notes, or you can even ask your partner to repeat it a second time. And once you're done, discuss with your partner which words and phrases made you realize what the poem's message was, and how those words made it more powerful. Well, I can't wait to see your research results, and I can't wait to see your poem as well. I'm very excited about it. Can't wait to see you guys next time. Take care. Be safe.